What's happening, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back. Transfer, it's not news as such, it's more of a transfer wish, if you will. Often you get asked about who you would love to target, who would you get in to replace a certain player. Well, this guy that I'm going to mention today is somebody that I would definitely target. He's someone that would be perfect for Leeds United in many ways. Before I get into that, please hit a like on the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, drop your comments in as well, share the video around and hit the notification bell. That's the best way to help the channel out. Now, yeah, as I was saying before, you often get asked, like, when I say I want a certain player out, people ask, well, who would you get in? Well, this player here that I'm going to mention today plays for Lorient in Ligue 1 in France, and he's called Enzo Le Faye. Now, there's no links, just to make it clear, there's no rumors, there's no links at all. He's just somebody that I believe would be perfect for Leeds United. How? He is 22 years of age. He has 18 months left on his contract. It expires in June 2024, and he wouldn't be expensive. You're talking about maybe around 15 million plus add-ons if you have to get it up to a certain figure. But he's in that ballpark that I believe that this current regime of Leeds United would love to get. What does Enzo Le Faye do? What doesn't he do? This is a player that I've been watching, like I say, probably around 18 months, and he's only gotten better through the years. Only gotten better. The one thing that you'd say he probably needs is a few more goals, but he's more of a creative force. And for the people that love pressing, I know that there's a lot of pressing hype, but he does press. Not only does he press, he's got a very good tackle on him as well. Like, he can tackle for the ball, and he's an offensive player. That's why I believe that he'd be perfect in, especially for Jesse Marsh at Leeds United. I think he'd be perfect. He wouldn't be coming here as a stranger. He'd have a friend in Ian Meslier. And if you remember, we bought Ian Meslier from Lorient too, 5 million. I mean, that 5 million is looking, it's looking like a steal every time we see him play, isn't it? Relative to the performances that he's given Leeds United. So he wouldn't be coming here as a stranger. He'd have somebody that could help him settle in. But this guy he's got a brilliant cross on him, a lovely pass. He can use both feet. He's right-footed, but he can use his left, and he can take direct free kicks. Again, another source of goals that we need to come by, which is a direct free kick. And that is another option that we need in midfield. He can hold on to the ball. Now, this is the thing that's quite important. He doesn't just hold on to it with no purpose. He'll take you up the pitch with it. So what he's doing is he'll dribble the ball and take out 2-3 people and get you up the pitch. But we do need somebody to hold on to the ball. Because unlike what we've currently got in Adams, Rucker, and Aronson, this guy can unlock a defense with a pass. Tyler Adams can actually do it. We've seen him do it, but Enzo Le Faye is much more consistent with his passing in that kind of way. And I do believe that if he was to be brought in, and let me know what you think about this, it could even mean that Aronson moves to the right. And I think we've had some real good performances out of Brendan Aronson when he's played on the right-hand side. And it would allow Tyler Adams and Mark Rucker to do more of what they do best, and then allow Enzo Le Faye to be the creative spark in the team. And I know a lot of people say that we haven't had that kind of midfielder since Pablo Hernandez is left. I would agree. I think Rafinha obviously took the mantle of the creative force being out, but he was out wide. Enzo Le Faye would definitely, he'd be even better than Pablo at this stage, obviously being 22 years old. He just ticks so many boxes. Cheap, press, good passing range, can play multiple positions as well. That's another thing. He can play in all the midfield areas. Think Sander Berg. He can play defensive midfield, central midfield, and attacking midfield. I would keep him in that kind of area. I think that's where he does his best work. But again, you're still getting him, and he will help you from the front. So Enzo Le Faye is somebody that I think could come in. But I guess the question would be, why would he come to Leeds United? You'd probably ask, if he's this good. Well, like I say, he's got a friend in Ilan Meslier, and believe me, that can help him football. It doesn't help all the time, but if he's got somebody here that he knows that can help him settle, it would be great. I do see him getting to the top at some point. I do. And unfortunately, but I do believe he'll take a step before he goes to that next step. Now, nobody likes to be known as a stepping stone club. I certainly don't like it. I detest it. I don't want to hear that either. But if he is to come here and we get the performances that I believe he could give us, and then he moves on, Leeds United benefit from that. So that, you at least doubling your money, him coming to the Premier League, showing his skills on a bigger stage, bigger platform as well, being at Leeds United. So he'd probably, we'd probably be used as a stepping stone. Or ideally, we get him in January and then we bolster our squad in the summer and we become a top 10 flirting with European club. That would be the ideal scenario for me. And he stays. That would be perfect. But if you're gonna be this stepping stone club, why not be Leeds United? And why not benefit from the fact that bigger teams will probably look at him and pay at least double what you've paid for him? That's what I mean. It just works out perfectly in that way. And I've only ever seen him linked with mid tier clubs as well. By the way, it's never been a tippy top club. So unless a top tier club is suddenly looking at him now and they take the take the take the chance on him, he's probably going to have a step after Lorient and then probably move on to bigger things. So on the basis that Forshaw or Click are to leave this January, hopefully, he would be my perfect replacement. And listen, even if he's not, even if those two don't leave, he would be somebody that I would look to bring in and get ahead of those two anyway in the starting lineup. It's a no brainer for me. If you've seen him play, let me know. Liga for me, I've mentioned on my channel before, is such an underrated league. It's full of talent that is just technically sound. I know technical gets thrown around like confetti these days. Someone makes a 5 yard pass, they're a technical player. But there is so much talent in League One, and a lot of it doesn't cost a lot. We're not talking PSG, Mbappe kind of people here. You're talking about your lower down teams in like Lorient, Lens as well, who've got so many good players. Lorient actually, they another one of their players is being scouted by Southampton. I think Muffy, their striker. I think Southampton are aggressively after him. That's what I mean. There is so much untapped potential in that league that Enzo Le Faye, I would love to see Leeds United pick up. There are other names as well. I mean, the more obvious one for me was from a summer video where I mentioned Ruben Loftus-Cheek, but then you're talking about Premier League to Premier League, Chelsea to Leeds. Is it going to happen? How expensive is that deal? Are Leeds even in a position to do that kind of deal? Who knows? So if you've got any other names, obviously drop them in the comments below. Let me know what you think about Enzo Le Faye, if you've ever seen him. If you need to see him, I'm sure there's a compilation somewhere. There's a compilation for every player these days. Go and check him out on YouTube and see his best bits. I know people say, that's always dangerous, but he really is balling out in France and a talent that we need to keep an eye on. And obviously, if he does get big, remember where you heard it first, right here. KG told you, if he flops, just forget you ever heard anything. You know the drill, people. But listen, I'm going to leave it there. I'll probably do another couple of these kind of videos as well with some more talents. But yeah, I'm going to leave it here. Peace out, people. Enjoy the rest of your day.